Nice students, nice to meet you in our knowledge sharing sessions. We will discuss more about business ethics and CSR, and we all know about CSR. We will see more interesting, we will learn more things. So let us reiterate what we know so far so that we will proceed further.
So now I am going to recap Foundation of Corporate Responsibility. The key concepts revisited. In previous session, we explored the evolving role of corporations in society and examined in stakeholder theory frameworks. We discussed how business balance profit maximization with social obligation and the growing.
What are the main points?
Sir?
What are the main points we discussed?
The main point we discussed about stakeholder versus shareholder frames models, historical evolution of corporate accountability, and social contract theory in business context, and last one is measuring social impact, the value creation.
Yes, with this background, we will check what we are going to see today. Before that, can you exactly guess the topic? What these images connect? One side we see something like corporates, other side we see the environmental impact side, and third thing something like cooperation, and this is like 360 degree approach. So with this, what do you mean? This exactly our topic was yes. This is exactly yes. You rightly said. This is business ethics, the moral compass of organizations. Idea is the ethics should guide the organizations in whatever they do. That is what it is.
The moral compass of the organization. First one is the core principles. Business ethics and the encompass of moral guiding and the governing organization conduct. It includes the integrity, fairness, and the transparency and the accountability in our business operation and the stakeholder relationships. And second one is stakeholder impact. Ethical business practice affect employees, customers, suppliers, community, and shareholders. Decisions must be competing on the interest and the maintaining fundamental moral standards. And third one is ethical framework. Organization development codes and the conduct based on the deontological duties and the utilities outcomes and the virtue ethics principles and the to guide decisions made to the complex of the business sincerely.
Yes, rightly pointed out. Ethical framework we have seen about deontology and utilitarianism. That's what you talked about. Very nice. Now proceed further. How business ethics and CSR, what is the connection between them? Are they separate or is there a linkages between them? That's the question. You can explain it.
The business ethics and the CSR and the connection. The first one is the ethical foundation. Business ethics provides the and moral foundation open up the CSR strategies at the build ensuring and the integrity rights of the social initiatives.
Okay. Initiatives, social initiatives. You can explain how this strategy is linked to ethics.
So the strategy CSR translate ethical principle into the actions program addressing the environment sustainability and social welfare and govern excellent access to operations. The next one is sustainable value. The sustainable values, the integration create stand value, enhancing the reputation, employee engagement and customer loyalty.
Exactly, as you said, ethical foundations will be there and strategy must be built into a sustainable operations. Sustainable means in the long term it should survive. That's what they do. So, real life case, we have Tata Group's ethical leadership. Who is going to explain this?
So the case study of Tata Group ethical leadership, ethical driven CSR excellence. The Tata Group emphasizes the seamless integration of business ethics and CSR foundation and principle of trust. The key initiatives are education, healthcare, and livelihood and environment.
In education, what they did, they offered scholarship to institutions and students. Healthcare, rural clinics they have established actually for treatment of the unreached. And livelihood, skill development and employment opportunities. Tata started even salt factory in the interior of Gujarat. So environment, water conservation and renewable energy. This is what Tata did nicely. Now moving on, the design thing, how it is the CSR is integrated into design thinking.
So in this slide, I will explain about the empathize stage is the design thinking process in first stage. So first understanding the pain points of the customers through the business ethics. So stakeholders need empathy as a foundations to need the CSR. So organizers must develop the stakeholders perspective, challenges and faces the pain points, dialogue and the community engagement. So next one is active listening and research. So customers conduct the interviews and training and mentorship through the companies. rather than the core problems. And third one is journey mapping. So create the stakeholders journey maps for visualize experience and understanding the pain points and challenges used to incorporate the interventions and in business ethics.
Rightly said, design thinking is also applied in CSR. Right now we are in the empathy stage, understanding the stakeholders, seeing things from the stakeholders visible point. So we have a mind map also to understand that. It is ethical foundations, and you can explain this.
And next one is CR pillars. In CR pillars, we have environmental, social governance, and economic. Next is stakeholder engagement. In stakeholder engagements, employees, consumers, communities, and shareholders. And last one is implementation. In implementation, codes and reporting community programs.
So its CSR is integrated into all these activities actually. Now we can test our understanding. We can define what is the triple bottom.
Planet, profit and people.
People. This all must be integrated actually. And critical analysis we can go for a recent corporate. We can again check it. We can talk about any scandal, how these things happen. That is ethical point of view. We can check also. And we can check design thinking integration we have already seen. The application also we have already seen. So what we learned today, we can summarize.
So we learned today the ethical as a CSR foundation, the business ethics, problem and morals, and strategic integration, the successful organization, ethical principle toward the CSR, and the empathy driven impact, the design thinking, empathy, stage ensure CSR addressing the genuine needs, understanding stakeholders and customers.
So we have references also given. You can further study through the enriched knowledge references. Happy learning. Thank you.